Hello and welcome guys, my name's Gamepad PBS and I'm here with Witcher 3. This is my guide for the Jenny O' the Woods contract. She is a bitch. There is no other word for it. I have died numerous times trying to fight her, and I thought that there wasn't really any help for this guide. I think, you know, I am trying it at level 7, it's recommended 10, so I am trying to do it a little bit earlier, but then again I need some golds. So, as I'm going into this, I'm going to explain a few things about her. She is a Spectre, and as we're doing the Jenny of the Woods, I've done all the pre-build up to the fight, and now I'm sort of on my way from Crow's Perch. But don't worry, I will fast travel as soon as I get outside. Let's get Roach to speed that up a bit. So like I was saying, Jenny is a Spectre, and Spectres essentially mean, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, Yrden spell? I'm guessing that's how it's spelled, and that's how it's pronounced. But the Yrden spell makes the Wraiths and Spectres and everyone in that category corporeal. They make them solid so you can hit them, which is a great feature, which would really help in a fight like this. The first couple of times I tried this, it wasn't well received, I think the term is. Well, my face received the dirt quite a lot. So I fast travelled to the village, and I will now show you pretty much what I'm running with at the moment to try and defeat this at a bit of an early level. So, let me just get a bit closer. So right, first thing you're going to need is Spectre Oil. Now, you can buy the necessary ingredients, I believe, off of Kira. You'll know who that is if you've come across her. And you can buy them and make this Spectre Oil, and it definitely helps. Another thing you can do to help, where is Spectre Oil? There's a Spectre Oil. There. So, another thing you can do that helps is sort of pre-plan out where you're going to go in terms of potion use. I like Swallow, and I like... what is the name of it? Tawny Owl. Yeah, I like Tawny Owl as well, but I always start with the Thunderbolt, because it increases your attack power. On top of the Spectre Oil, which I'm going to use as well, that definitely helps my damage output on the Jenny of the Woods. Now, the real thing to watch out with her is that she'll do this sort of blinding attack, which splits her off into 3 people, and every time she does that, she will regenerate health when she's close to you. Now, because of that, I've gone with Exploding Shield, Sustained Glyphs, and Melt Armor on my Igni. My Igni is there purely for a little bit of crowd control if I'm not fighting her. So, the reason that is because the Exploding Shield gives me a visual warning that I've just gotten hit, and I don't want to get hit anymore. It also protects me from that hit. So let me kick this off. The Sustained Glyphs allows me to put down 2 glyphs, therefore expanding the area in which I can fight, which is something you really need to focus on doing in this fight, because you can't fight her unless you're within the Yrden zone, and if you try to fight her outside of it, you will die. So, my first thing that I will always suggest, as you can see, I go in for a hit there just to show that it does pretty much 0 damage if you try and hit her without it. So I put my Quen on almost immediately. Quen and Yrden are the 2 spells necessary for this. Quen is, like I say, a visual... I double check my Quen because I always want to make sure I've got it on there. And I kind of mess up this because I've, for some reason, got a magic lamp equipped, and, well, we all know magic lamps don't work. So I switch out to my crossbow, and that will come in useful later on, as you'll see. Shoot her in the face, for good measure, and Yrden goes down. Now, as you can see, I'm doing critical hit damage pretty much most of the time. That is because, previous to this, I've put Spectre Oil on my sword, allowing me to do more damage to her when she's corporeal, when she's solid. So I just go mad with Yrden pretty much. Until I get hit, I go mad with Yrden. As soon as I get hit, I sort of back away, put my Quen back on. I try to see if Axie does anything at the moment to her. Not that I can tell. I didn't think she did anything there. I was just testing at that moment, really. See if I found some game-changing strats, you know. As you can see, I'm doing really good damage. I've done 3 or 4 hits to her and totally messed up my Yerdening, so I place down another, wait for her to come in. What you want to do is wait for her to lunge at you. She only has one heal animation, which is that sort of lunge animation, and then another one is this one that I cancelled out there. But she does that lunge, and she does another one where she sort of swings wildly at you. They're both really easy to dodge, just with dodge. You don't need to roll out of the way. Stay on the edge of your area that you're casting, and then when she lunges in, back away, back in. See, this is where the crossbow comes in useful. I got a bit close there, and now she's regenerating health from me, which is a bad place to be. But that crossbow is so useful at that moment, because all it is you need to damage them once. As soon as you get one bit of damage on them, then they disappear and she comes back ready to fight. I'm pretty much just waiting for my Yerden to charge. So at this point I'll be using Thunderbolt and Swallow to sort of get my health back up. I see she's in a bit of a bad spot. See, look, big explosion, that means Quen's happening, so I need to get Quen on again. Yeah? So I never, well, I say never, it's rare for me to take damage now. So as soon as I'm ready again, I go back to the area I'm casting, and then look, she'll flash, and then 3 will pop up. This is where you need to get your crossbow. So I can Quen to make sure that, you know, I don't give them as much health as they want, and then I just start shooting crossbow bolts. If they get a little bit too close, I admit at this point that I could have just hit them with my sword, and I do that later, but this was only the first successful attempt, let's put it that way. And I thought it went pretty well, so obviously you can see I'm making a few mistakes here, but you know, you can't do every single battle perfect every time, especially one that's giving you trouble like this one. So she's slowly getting whittled away now. I'm just Yerdening, keeping my Quen up, and that's it really. I've got Swallow on at the moment, just going down just to keep my health sort of regenerating so I don't get hit by any big ones. And yeah, she's going to just dart around me for a little while, and she does the same pretty much thing over and over. It took me a while to figure out her patterns. I think it's after a significant amount of damage. You see this one, this is why I say use the crossbow, because this is the way I think it meant to approach that. It seems like the most effective way. I mean, you could Igneous, you could like do an Arg, but I didn't even try, you know. The crossbow worked straight away, and I didn't feel like I needed to after I figured out that I could just one-shot them with the crossbow and then get back to this bit. So like, as you see there, that's sort of what I've sort of been trying to work on the entire game, get to a nice close open area. Also, another point of advice, avoid the forest behind the campsite you come to. There are some enemies in there, and they will not attack her. They will attack you though. And then you've got Jenny of the Woods and I don't know, I think it was bandits anyway. I pretty much died as soon as I rolled in there, so yeah, I'm pretty sure there's bandits in there. Might have been wolves. But just avoid it anyway. See, look, it's way too close, so I decided to just go with a melee hit because I didn't want to receive any more health whilst I was reloading, which is a bad idea, see. But when she hits me again, I get a bit cocky there, and as you can see, I pay for it, but I get a quick Quen off just at the last moment, and it sort of protects me. Back onto Quen, back onto Yerden, and then there we are. You know, she's not long for this world. I'm gonna free her. She's gonna move on, and she's gonna be happy, and she won't have to deal with this dark, gritty, evil, spelly type world anymore. But it hurts. Clearly hurts. She screams a lot. At least she's not alone because she can split into 3. You never want to be a lonely ghost. But yeah, pretty much, just to recap, is Yerden, But first priority, Quinn. Make sure you're not taking any damage. Next priority, Jurgen. Make sure you can damage her. Third priority is sort of keep on them potions. You can switch potions out mid-battle, at least the ones that aren't oils. Make sure you use the oils at night. You don't really want to be using them when it's in the middle of the day and then you're going to start the fight, which you have to basically meditate for however many hours to get to the night. You want to start the campsite at night, otherwise you will regret it, because you won't have the bonus from your Spectre oil you crafted from loving old Kira. So yeah, this is all but over now. She is definitely dead. So that's how you take the head of Jenny of the Woods. And I'll just show you the loot that she actually dropped as well. Whilst I do a quick little pan round, because I'm badass. So she's got nice little mutagens and a few little crafting stuff and a weapon and her trophy. So yeah, it's definitely a good one to do. And I haggled, so I'm going to get about 275 gold for this little mission. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little guide that I've put together. I don't often do guides, I'm not usually good enough. But this seems to be a game that I am enjoying enough and am good enough at. So, my name's been Gamepad PBS. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.